Welcome to Real Talk by Capers and Parsons. It's the first episode, guys. We got a lot of stuff to go over in a short time, and I'm not a person who likes to beat around the bush, so we're just going to get directly into it. Terrence Parsons, how are you doing?
Man,
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'll be a lot better, you know what I mean, if people start talking crazy in my mentions. But
Yeah, I already know, man. Them Twitter mentions be crazy, bro. Especially for you. I thought it was bad for me, but I know it's bad for you, though, bro.
Man, they be trying to come at my whole person.
Yeah, bro. So tell everybody what we were just talking about. What you told me, them Eagles fans is mad at you all morning.
Man, they mad at me because I put out a tweet that, you know what I mean, just showed Jalen Hurts' stats from the season, 23 touchdowns, 15 picks. And, you know what I mean, I just said, as a reminder, Jalen Hurts only has passed for 23 touchdowns as a career high. With, you know what I mean, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, that old line. That's incredible, bro. Like,
right. Yeah, that's crazy.
When I watch football, man, and I watch Dak rookie season, no Dez, Cole Beasley, old Jason Witten, putting up those numbers, bro, and then you try to come at me and say that Jalen Hurts is better than Dak. Wow.
Yeah, that's wild.
Because he can run the ball a little bit. It's insane.
Yeah, that's wild.
Actually insane.
That's
and then
wild.
I saw another crazy stat that said that, like, Jalen Hurts got 15 touchdowns. His average is 2.5 yards per touchdown. That's insane, bro. That's insane, bro.
His average is what?
2.5 yards per carry for his touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. That's insane. Like, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, that's not impressive to me. But, yeah, I mean, that's just me.
All right, well, other than that, let's get directly into it, man. MVP, who should be the NFL MVP this year?
Dak Prescott, no question.
Yeah, I agree too. Or Christian McCaffrey got a case.
Yeah, but I say if you're not gonna give it to a quarterback, you know what I mean.
Christian McCaffrey really does have a case, bro. It's gonna be hard to go against him.
But if you're a quarterback guy, if you believe the war should go to a quarterback, there's no reason why it's not that. And if it goes to Lamar, I'm not gonna be mad at it, but it just shows you how much they don't want Dak to have that draw for real. Like, there's just no way. You don't do what he's did. Yards, touchdowns, win games.
They're leading the NFL in touchdowns.
And you don't win that jump. Now,
but see, here's the thing against Dak,
closer in the numbers, I'll be with him.
And that's what I was going to say. But here's the thing about Dak and Lamar. He could be closer in the numbers, but Lamar beat more 500 teams.
I mean, yeah. If you
put that
in there, you know what I mean? If you want to put that in there, I mean, I can't disagree, which is why, you know what I'm saying, they got the best team in the league. That's why I'm like, all right, I couldn't. But then at the same time, if you're going to put that in there, talk about the number one defense. Talk about that. Because, you know what I mean, they don't win those games without the number one defense. That's all I'm saying. I be trying to tell people, when Dak don't play like MVP, we don't win. And if we do win, it's because the defense stepped up. But this year, it's been real spotty. So, like, you can say the defense, we don't got no running game. Lamar got a running game. You know what I mean? It's all on Dak's shoulders. That's why it should be the MVP.
I agree with that.
If you watching football, you know that.
And then he's leading the NFL in touchdowns. He's a man of his word. He said he wasn't going to throw more than 10 interceptions. He almost did, though. He almost did, but he didn't. He did it. He's been the reason, like you said, he's been the reason the Cowboys win games. He's barely been balling all season, but after the 49ers game.
6 of them Jones is really his fault. There was a couple
of them
Jones that was like.
That is true.
See, that is true. That's what I'm saying. Like, and even last year, I felt like he played under the elite level. Like, a lot of people didn't really watch the games. I was watching the games. He was playing at elite level. He might have had some picks, you know what I mean? But he was playing at elite level. He's been playing at elite level since 2019.
Absolutely.
And I say, if you've been following this, none of this is a surprise to me. This is what I thought he was going to do, especially after all the fans. This is what I thought he was going to do. I thought he hit that 40 touchdowns, though. But
40?
Yeah, I thought he was going to hit that.
What, he got 36, so he was close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought he was going to hit that 40, but, you know what I mean? We chilling.
Oh, good. We chilling, man.
And
with
he
the
sat out a
piggyback
lot
off
of
of
fourth
that.
quarters. People fail to
Yeah,
realize
because
that too.
we was blowing teams out, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
We was blowing teams out,
that's what
bro.
I'm saying. Like, if he was playing them games, man, the whole game, the numbers could have looked a lot better. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's all
because
I'm
if they
saying.
would
The
have
numbers
did
could have
like
looked
how
a
they
lot
did
better.
against Washington, like you notice
Yeah,
how they were supposed to pull him and they did not pull him.
yeah. I mean,
If
because
they would have did
they
that,
know.
then Dak probably would have had maybe 45, bro.
And that's my problem with Eagles fans. I feel like a lot of times this year they forced the ball to Jalen to get him touchdowns, especially in the red zone. Like they forced it. They wanted him to be in that conversation. They were trying to get him that job. I mean, I respect it. You know, I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. But I just felt like,
Felt like it wasn't organic.
yeah, like you got a guy like Swift, bro. There's just no reason why he's not an All Pro after what Miles Sanders did last year. Kenneth Gainwell.
Yeah.
There's no reason why he's not an All Pro, bro. Like I just felt like they want to put everything on their shoulders. They paid him. I get it.
They paid him.
Mm-hmm. I get it, but like, come on.
They're a run first team.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, why you pay?
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it until you start talking about money.
Yeah, right.
You got $100 million receiver, $255 million quarterback. You can't be a run first team. That's why this year, I try to tell them, like, y'all gonna have to pass the ball this year. Like, you're gonna have to do that. Yeah, all that running shit, that's just cool. But like at the end of the day, you're gonna have to pass the ball, and that's where things start looking
to get scary.
Yeah. Especially on this last 6-game stretch that they just went on.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie.
I seen a lot of plays where he had time. I'm talking about he was just sitting back there.
He just chilling.
Time. Yeah, and it's just like, how long do you think you got? When you can't run, it gets spooked.
Right. So that's what I was gonna say. Now that we're off of the MVP, who's the MVP? I wanted to talk about Nick Sirianni because and I don't like to be like this, bro. Because I don't like to call for anybody's job because I know people got kids to feed, a family, all of that. Sure. But I'm gonna say it. I do not like him. I have not liked him since the day he came in. Yeah. And I would not be mad if he gets fired and doesn't get a coaching job again. As bad as that may sound, he is so irritating to me that let me tell you like one instance that irritated me the most. So they have a super team. They go in the Super Bowl. They're better than the Chiefs in every facet, like as far as roster construction, outside of quarterback, tight end, and D tackle, but their D tackle rotation is better than the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. You go in that game, you try to play keep away. Okay, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help that Jalen Hurts fumbles the football. We get that. But you try to play keep away, you're dominating time management. And then next thing you know, you lose that game. And then you're like speechless. Like you have this super team and you can't win a Super Bowl against a team you're favored in. I don't remember the exact point line, but then that's besides the point. He doesn't know what to say then. Then next thing you know, they play the Chiefs in a rematch. And they win. They get so lucky. Barely. They get so lucky. Man. Marquez Valdez-Scantling drops a wide open touchdown. Granted, there was still a minute on the clock left. We don't know what would have happened. But I would have liked to find out. Yeah, I definitely would have liked to find out. You win that game. And you're talking shit, yelling at Chiefs fans, telling them they don't want to hear nothing. Like, bro, shut up. How you going to win the least important game that nobody cares about? That's why I don't like him, bro. And he just is too cocky. He has a juggernaut team. He hides behind a juggernaut team, and he's too cocky. And then now, when you know what I'm saying, now when things aren't going so good, you're squeaking out wins for the first 10 games, or the refs are helping you for the first 10 games or a couple games out of them 10. Man. And you're getting lucky. You got the PI on Gilmore, the calls in the Cowboys game. You got Hassan Reddick yanking down Josh Allen, no call right in front. They called it a penalty on Josh Allen. Crazy. Don't even get me started on the Dolphins game. And he talks shit. And now when it's not going good, he just looks like an idiot. I hate him.
I don't hate him. I mean,
Not literally hate him, but you know what I mean.
I mean, me personally, like, I never
He's
thought he
so
was
annoying.
really a good coach, especially in like the X's and O's. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think he's a good motivator. You know what I mean? He gets his guys want to play for him and things like that.
Are
I
you
mean,
sure about that?
I'm about to say until recently, you know what I mean? Until recently, I feel like they kind of lost. I think this is starting to remind me of Jason Garrett.
Oh,
Yeah, he lost. I think he's losing the team, especially what he be saying in the media. Trying to keep them
right.
together. I think he's losing that joint. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'll be watching the games. I'll be seeing the sidelines, the faces. I don't think things are going on good in Philly. But you know what I mean. I do want to say, year one, Nick Sirianni was calling the plays. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't do good. Year
I mean, they made the
two,
playoffs, but
they made the playoffs barely because the NFC was poo poo.
yeah,
Poo poo.
they had a lucky schedule at the end. Yeah,
Made the playoffs. Play calling was bad. Offense was Jalen Hurts, what was he like? 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions,
picks.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad. All right, whatever. You know what I mean? Fast forward year two. You know what I mean? Offensive play calling, schematic changes, you know what I mean? They do
Mm-hmm.
real well. Offensive coordinator leaves, new coordinator comes in, same offense, and we just see it's not the same. Now, obviously he needs some good coordinators. But it just brings you back to the point of Dak.
Mm-hmm.
When Dak had bad coordinators and bad offensive play calling,
I know it.
Dak was still doing the job.
I know it.
He was still doing the job, and that's just where where the disconnect comes in, because y'all say, "Oh, it's the play calling now. They're not doing anything to help him." But when Dak wasn't getting no help, he didn't get those same types of luxuries and that same type of optimism. It was, oh, he's just not the guy.
Right. But now
And
when it's
I don't
Jalen,
like that. Yeah, I don't like that.
yeah,
I don't like that
yeah,
at all. Because I
yeah.
knew what it was going to become year two in the system when you got game film. They're not going to let you run like you was running before. You know what I mean? Like, they were running the ball on 3rd and 5. That's
Yeah,
a passing down in the NFL. Y'all
it
running the ball.
is.
So, you know what I mean? Like, you're catching a lot of teams off guard. But when teams game plan and scheme for it, know what you like to do. You play for 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, tush push, keep the drive going. When the team is playing you for that now, it gets a little different. So, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
man.
I think Nick Sirianni will be fired. I think within the next like
After this
1 or
season?
2 years. I don't think he's gonna be fired this season. I think they're gonna have some. They're gonna have some optimism that he can fix it. You know what I mean? They're gonna have some optimism
Yeah,
to fix it, and then
yeah.
next year, I mean, I think if it goes the way it's going right now, we're gonna sweep them next year. And when we sweep them next year,
Absolutely. We should have swept him this year.
I think he's out of there. I ain't gonna lie. I think he's
Yeah.
out of there. It's either gonna be him or Jalen to go, and
And it's probably going to
it's
be him,
always going
not
to be the
Jalen.
head coach first. It's
Yeah,
always going to be the head coach first.
yeah.
Then you know what I
That's
mean.
facts.
So you know what I mean. I think they're going to do Jalen like they did Carson, and I think Carson was way better than Jalen, me in my opinion.
Whoa. Now, hold on. Now, we done agreed on some things.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Carson
We
was
done
way
agreed
better.
on some things, and then you
Way better.
said that, and I was finna switch topics, and now I got to stay on it. But before I stay on it, let me clarify for everybody that's going to watch this. I don't literally hate Nick Sirianni. I should rephrase that because that was wrong. I hate how cocky he is. It's just so annoying. I don't actually hate him.
That's how I feel
But
about Philly fans. I
yeah,
don't hate the team.
yeah. I don't
I don't
hate
have no
how
problem with a Philly player.
not a
Any of
Philly
that.
player. It's
But
the
y'all
fans.
fans, I hate y'all. I
Oh,
can't stand
I
y'all.
hate
Y'all
all of
talk
you.
crazy,
Yup.
man. And like,
Cockroaches,
yeah,
all
y'all
that.
call us delusional. Like, I feel like I'm
Yeah,
one of the
what
most
is that?
realistic Cowboy fans there is out there.
Me
Like,
too.
I'm gonna always
Me
keep it a
too.
buck. I don't think we're gonna win the Super Bowl every year. I don't play like
Nope.
we are going to. I feel like
Nope.
there be some instances in our season where I'm like, okay, if we could keep this right here, we could
Uh-huh.
probably do something. But do I actually, in my heart, believe that we're actually going to go out there and make magic happen? No. This year,
Right.
though, we have no excuses. I ain't gonna lie, we got no excuses.
Absolutely
If
not.
we see anybody other than the Niners and we lose, Some people
Head
shouldn't have
scratcher.
jobs. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Some
nah,
people
for real.
shouldn't have jobs.
But hold on though. What do you mean Carson Wentz is better than Jalen Hurts? How?
All right, like y'all might
In
not
what
wanna,
world? You had me until you
y'all
said
might
that.
not wanna believe me. Okay, y'all might not wanna believe me, but Philly ruined Carson Wentz. Like
Philly.
yes, they ruined
Okay,
him.
go ahead.
They ruined
Okay,
him.
go ahead.
Yeah, I mean he was good. Like there was a time where he was better than Dak. You know what I mean? Like
What?
those first 3 years in Philly was magical.
No,
I
you
ain't
mean the
gonna lie.
second year only?
Listen, even his rookie year was good. His rookie year
It
was
don't mean
good.
Dak won Rookie of the Year, bro.
Yeah, but because he won rookie of the year, because he was a fourth rounder. You know, what I mean, nobody really expected too much, and he did the impeccable. Yeah, I mean, and
Right,
that's
right.
where I was like, okay, and seeing that, I was like, okay, Dallas, we gotta get a Super Bowl within the next 3 to 4 years immediately. And what we do,
Mm-hmm.
nothing. But as far as Carson Wentz, yeah, I mean,
Uh-huh.
he was a thrower of the football. And he had that escapability. He could
Yes,
get
he did.
outside the pocket. He could take off.
Yes, he did.
He had everything in this game. You know what I mean? And y'all have a Super Bowl because of that, man. Let's not forget this. Y'all have a Super Bowl. Nick Foles might have won the game, but y'all were only in position because of Carson Wentz. That was his MVP season. That was like the only
All right.
MVP truly that I ever seen y'all have. I was scared. I was worried for a while there. And then, you know what I mean? Y'all didn't want to surround him with weapons. The offensive line wasn't that good. The receivers were bad, but y'all blamed it on Wentz. And I think that on top of the injury really like fucked his mental up a little bit. You know what I mean? It's hard to come
Mm-hmm.
back from an injury. You know what I mean? It's hard to come back from an injury, miss significant
Yes, it
time.
is.
And then
Yes, it
not,
is.
you know, I mean, you're never going to be the same player again. I think we've seen that with Dak for real. This is the first time since like 2019 that we really see him using his legs, getting outside the
Yeah,
pocket,
I
running the
know.
ball. And you know what I mean, that's the first time since the injury. So, you know what I mean? I just think that they didn't really give him enough time surrounding with the pieces to actually be
You don't
successful
think
in
so, though?
Philly.
They
And
had.
after the Super Bowl run, Super Bowl run, they were kind of loaded. Defense was real good. They had players on offense. You know what I mean? Guys stepped up. But after that Super Bowl, it was like you could see it. Like Alshon Jeffries wasn't the same. Your other receivers were either hurt or you know what I mean. They had backups. I give them that. I mean, I give them that. Just like Jalen Hurts when he first came in. I mean, I give them. They didn't really have no weapons.
Yeah.
So like I
But this
don't
is what
really
I'll
count.
say. But what? But this is what I'm saying, though. They had Dallas Goddard.
They did.
He had Zach Ertz.
They
They still
did.
had a good O line. They
They
went out and
did.
got him Golden Tate.
Yeah, they did. That's what I'm saying. That year, that's what I'm saying.
They
That little time, like I mean, that Super Bowl run, that was a good team. I couldn't be mad at it. I felt like it was lucky. You know what I mean? Lucky.
right.
I felt like they should have beat the Falcons. I felt like they should have beat the Bears. I felt like, you know what I mean? The Saints
Oh,
should
okay,
have
I
been
see
in the
what you're
NFC.
saying.
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah.
the Saints should have been in the NFC Championship game, not them bum ass Vikings. Stephon
Right.
Diggs did some magical shit. Yeah, I mean, they got a Super Bowl. I mean, I'm never gonna be the one to hate. Yeah, I mean, y'all got one. I was not real happy about it. Y'all got one.
Yeah, of course. But like they got
But
it.
yeah, I mean, but
And they holding on to
last
that
year,
ball sucker too though.
last year, I just felt like y'all didn't deserve that at all. And when y'all
Easiest schedule in
finally
the world.
played a good team,
They
y'all
couldn't get a
lost.
stop.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? Y'all lost. You know what I mean? Like you could say I'm hating or whatever, but if you go look at y'all season last year, Philly fans, what real quarterback and receiving core did y'all face
Right.
together? Y'all face a good
Right.
quarterback without receivers, or good receivers without a
We'll receive
quarterback.
without a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean it was never both. And when y'all finally saw both, hell, something to say.
Okay.
Us, you know what I
Okay.
mean? It's not like, and that's another thing I be trying to tell people. It's in the playoffs, it's about your whole team and who you play. You know what I mean? Seeding, who you play, where you play, that matters. You know what I mean? That matters. I wish we could have had the
Absolutely.
Giants in the divisional round.
Yeah.
Like, be
And then
for real.
CMC. I wish we could have played the Niners without.
Yeah, without Brock
Come
Purdy.
on, bro.
You know what I mean? Like,
After
come
the
on,
first
let's be
drive.
for real. Well, let's be for real. We faced a good Niners team. We lost.
We lost.
2
We
years
should
ago,
have
we
won,
faced a
could
good
have won.
Niners team. Yeah, you know what I mean? We could have won those games. We lost. You know what I mean? It happens. But every team that we lose to in the playoffs either ends up in an NFC championship game
Or the ball.
and really should have won and lost, or they went to the Super Bowl. And yeah, I mean, you can't really fault teams for losing to good teams. It happens. It's football. Everybody can't win. Now, that being said, this year the stars have aligned. Okay,
they have a
for
line.
real,
I
like
can't wait.
the stars have aligned.
I
If we
cannot wait.
can't do nothing with this, 2 home games, everybody playing at peak form, healthy. If we can't do something with this, it's just not meant to be. Honestly, like
Simple as that.
as a Cowboy fan, I'm gonna truly be hurt. But I don't see us losing to the fucking Packers. And I
We
really
got to
hope
check
the
on
Eagles can
Laporta.
win. I know, right? I really hope
We
the
got to
Eagles
check on
can win.
Laporta,
The
though.
Eagles can
You
win.
do?
I really hope they can win. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I hope they can win because if they can win, I think the Rams are gonna beat the Lions.
I do too. I ain't gonna lie.
I think the Rams are gonna beat the Lions. So
Yeah.
if that happens and they win and Philly has to come back to Dallas, I just feel like that's what we won the last.
Yeah, you're right. That's what would happen. Yeah. They would come back to Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know if I want that. And this is why I say this. Not because I'm scared of Philly. It has nothing to do with that at all. We are in the middle of the biggest collapse.
You think we're gonna take them light? You think we're gonna take them light?
No. We would beat them. This is what I'm saying. I'm not worried about what? I've been worried about the Eagles my entire life. Why am I gonna be worried about them now? This is what I'm saying. We are in the middle of the biggest collapse in NFL history.
Nah, for real.
And I'm gonna say this why. I'm gonna say why. Like with the Vikings last year when they collapsed at the end of the season, going into that Giants game when they played the Giants, nobody was expecting the Vikings to win that game.
Exactly.
They had a good offense.
We saw that coming.
Horrible defense, and we saw that coming, but nobody was expecting them. The Steelers and COVID, they were 11-0 or 10-0, whatever the case may be, and they collapsed. Nobody had the aspirations for the Steelers going to the Super Bowl. From the time that Super Bowl ended last year, they've had the Eagles directly back in it.
Yeah,
and they proceeded to go directly back in the bowl.
That shit baffled me. It was
that proceeded to go 10-0. Now, this is why I say you want the Eagles to win. This is why I say I don't. They've lost 5 out of their last 6 games. Could you imagine they lose 6 out of their last 7 and get bounced out by the Buccaneers, bro? That would be better than the Cowboys beating the Eagles. Period. Like, oh my!
If Baker Mayfield shows up to the game and performs semi-well, they're gonna win the game.
I'm saying, and that's what I want.
But me personally, I only want them to win just so they can gain that little bit of hope, right?
Yeah, and then we can take it from them.
And we just come here.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, and like, yeah, I mean, what better way to do it for all the marbles? Yeah, I mean, for all the marbles. That's why. That's what I wanted. Yeah. Because for that 1 week, all the hope will be revived in Philly fans. They'll start talking that shit again. The belief will come back a little bit, and then we get to take it from them.
I got you.
That's what I want.
I don't want that opposite.
Yeah, I mean the Philly fan hater in me do want y'all to see y'all first round exit. I've been calling it for weeks. Just like the Cardinals, that game, I've been calling that for weeks.
They killed us when we lost to them.
Yeah, like I've been calling it for weeks because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just watched a lot of y'all games and I told people y'all play down to y'all competition. Even games y'all supposed to win, Patriots should have beat them. The Vikings should have beat them.
Yeah. Cowboys.
They were in a game with the Jets. Like,
yep.
You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? Yeah, we lost to teams that they beat miraculously. You know what I mean? But That's football for you. You're gonna lose some weeks, you're gonna win some weeks. But at the end of the day, consistent week in and week out, the Eagles have shown you who they were. And that's why
Right.
none of this is really shocking to me. I've been on this train. I've been trying to tell Philly fans. Because, if you watch football, when teams aren't supposed to win games and you're winning them anyway, it's like, all right, you're going to win with a grain of salt. I didn't like our win in Detroit. It was with a grain of salt, but we had a lot of positive things that we could take off of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Me either. I didn't like it either.
But they were winning games, and there weren't too many positive things that you could take from the game.
Yeah, so squeaking away and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know.
So, but, yeah.
As far as these playoffs, I expect it to be, in Dallas.
Yeah, hold that thought for a second, though. Hold that thought for a second. So we're going to switch off of the NFC East and the playoffs in a second. But before I do that, a wise lady once told me about 2 years ago, maybe 3 now, when somebody tells you or shows you who they are, believe them.
On God.
And in my opinion, from what I've seen from Philly, they are straight frauds.
They are. Yeah. Yep. I mean, yep. And that's what I don't like about the media, because everybody watches these games. Absolutely. And you know what you see on TV. And you go to your job and you get in front of that camera and you got to play a role because they're winning. You got to play a role and agree, okay, yeah, they're the best team in the league. Everybody knew they weren't the best team in the league. Y'all gave them that joint by default.
Yeah, by
Get
default.
out of here. By
Come
default.
on, bro.
Come on, man. You can't give people – I don't care what a record says. You can't win them all. You can't win them all. I don't care what a record says. You know who the best teams are week in and week out, who plays consistent football. You win some and you lose some. But, you know what I mean? You just know.
Absolutely.
The Cowboys, regardless of what happened, the blowouts or we was getting blown out or blown out, we were a top 3 team in the league. If you thought otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. You could look at the paper and see that we're a top 3 team. Roster, all of that. There was just no way that you could keep us out of that top 3, top 5 conversation coming into this year. And I seen it so much. It was, they might not make the playoffs. What?
Yeah, Keyshawn Johnson, all the other players. Then they was like, we ain't going to win a division. What?
For real.
What do you mean?
For real.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's the things that I couldn't understand. We were a good team, went 12-5. We got worse and still went 12-5. And then we get better. And you just magically think that we're somehow going to get worse.
That's what I'm saying.
It didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense to me. And then the reason why was because of Dak. And I'm like, they'd be like, Dak hasn't proved that he can win. I'm like, Dak got a 68 win percent in NFL. That's elite.
Yeah.
Regardless how you put, that's elite. There's not too many people that can say that. 68%.
Absolutely.
That's Pat Mahomes, Lamar territory. And
absolutely,
too many people can say things like that. And that's why I never understood where the Dak hate comes in at. Yeah, he might get more attention than, other quarterbacks around the league because of the star on his helmet, whatever. But you could never just say, that's a bad quarterback. There's just never
Yeah.
to say. That's why, he's ass. Every quarterback has bad games. Seen it. Pat Mahomes seen it. Joe Burrow seen it. Aaron Rodgers seen it. You know what I mean? Everybody has bad games on the highest moments. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't define you as a player. What defines you as a player is how you come to work every day and put your team in the best position to win every day. You know what I'm saying?
Period.
You win on the
field. For this season, you can't say Dak hasn't. So that's just we killed that narrative. He killed that narrative.
That's why they'd be like, he can't win in the crunch time. I'm like, yo, Dak rookie year in 2016 went to war with Aaron Rodgers, took us all the way down the field, gave us the lead with 43 seconds left.
And then he just made a crazy play.
Was that the reason why we didn't win that game?
Absolutely not.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where like it's like you say he has like I hate when I hear an analyst say he hasn't shown that he can play good in big games. Just because he
Right,
didn't win doesn't mean he didn't play good. I hate that narrative. You know what I mean?
right.
It takes all 11 guys on each side of the field to win those tough, crucial games, man. And a lot of those don't be on four. The only playoff
Yeah,
game I can put on four is last
it's
year
last
Niners
year
game. That's the only playoff game
because
I
the
can put on
defense
four.
played
Yeah,
amazing.
that's the only game I can put on four. Other than
That's
that,
it, though.
I watched the Rams put 200 rushing yards on us in
Yeah, that ain't
2018.
him. He don't play
Yeah,
defense.
I watched that. You know what I mean? I watched that. So
Yeah, no, I agree. All right, let's switch to. I have a question for you. If you were the Bears GM, their season just ended. They lost to the Packers. Their losing streak to the Packers continues. I don't know what it is now. 11 games, 12 games. It's bad though. You have Justin Fields. You going into this offseason, you have the number one draft pick. So I'm sure you know what I'm about to ask. What do you do if you're the Bears GM moving forward?
I mean,
Specifically, do you keep Justin? Do you draft Caleb? Do
me
you or do
personally,
you get rid of? Do you get Marvin Harrison? What do you do?
I feel like the fans and the players have already spoken.
Okay,
They want Justin, and I agree with them. I would
and I
want
agree
Justin
too.
too. Like one thing, one thing for sure, two things for certain. If Justin Fields were on the Eagles, they'd be a Super Bowl contention. I
I
swear,
said
they'd
that
be a Super
last
Bowl
year.
contention. He'd be an
Yeah,
MVP candidate year in and year out. Period.
right.
It's about who you play with and who's coaching you.
Yep.
They failed Justin Fields over there in Chicago. I mean, they helped him.
Yeah.
They helped him. They tried to help
Yeah.
him a little bit this year, and you see the progress. You see the win totals last year. You see the win totals this year. You know what I'm saying? Like you see the progress. You gotta give him. You gotta give him a season where he has no excuses but to do the job. When he has no excuses but to do the job, and you have a season like this, okay, then it's time to move on. But starting over from ground zero is not the answer. You're gonna draft a guy to come in and you don't really know what he's gonna be until you see it
Right.
on the field. So uh I never really believed in starting over unless you felt like you giving your quarterback nothing else but to succeed, and he's not done it. Like even the Rams and Jared Goff, they moved on from him, but it wasn't because he wasn't good. It was because they
Yeah.
knew with an experienced quarterback, we can get
They
this
could go
job
win
done.
that thing.
Yeah. And they went and did it. You know what I'm saying? So like I just feel like if they want to win now and not rebuild, you
Hmm.
go and you spend the money and you draft guys that are going to help your quarterback now. If you want to be in rebuild mode, you trade Justin and you know what I mean, you go draft the Caleb Williams. I mean, I think Caleb Williams is going to be pretty good. But
Absolutely.
one thing I've seen, he isn't a proven winner. You know what I'm saying? Like Justin Fields, I felt like proven winner. You know what I mean? He went to Ohio State. But he had like 2 losses in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? 2 losses, 2 years.
Something like that. Yeah.
National championship. Should have been there twice for real. You know what I'm saying? Like he showed up at the biggest stage. I always thought that he was better than Trevor Lawrence. Uh that's not a guy that I'm gonna move on from. He showed you he can make all the plays. It's not a guy I'm gonna move on from. But if he goes anywhere, I hope he goes to Atlanta. I hope he goes to Atlanta, B. John, Kyle Pitts, London.
Yeah.
Watch, he gonna do some things, and I hope they actually do trade him to a better situation, so that I can be like, I told you so, for real. Yes. Man,
Yeah, I got you.
they be talking bad about my boy Justin. I don't be liking
I
that either.
know he's really good. He's really
I
good,
feel like
man.
they talk real bad about Zach Wilson too. I feel like he's not that
Yeah.
bad either. But
I don't know. But okay, college football. Michigan won last night. They beat Washington 34-13. Did anything on that game stand out to you?
no, everything
No, did you
happened.
expect everything to happen? You expected it?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I tweeted out. When Michigan beat Alabama, and I seen that Washington won. I said that Michigan's going to beat Washington. Wow. For the same reason why Dallas was so good in 2014. We can run the ball at will and keep your offense off the field. When you can do that, you're going to win a lot of games, especially at the college level, you know what I mean, where the passing game isn't as elite.
Right.
And you have a good defense, which Michigan does. Yeah, they haven't faced a team that can pass like Washington. But when you can run the ball at will, they have not one but two running backs that could definitely go in the first round. They won't because you know what I mean, that's the NFL these days. But they should definitely both go in the first round. And they have a pro offensive line. You know what I mean? When you got those two things at the college level, and you got a head coach to say, "Fuck it, you got to stop this." Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like I seen it last year. I ain't gonna lie. Like I thought they were going to win last year. If TCU didn't come in with the objective of they got to beat us passing the ball, we're not going to let this team run the ball on us. If they didn't come in with that mentality, they would have won last. I mean, no, they might not have won because I feel like Georgia stopped the run.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You know what I'm saying? They would have definitely been in the chip, though. They'd have definitely been in the chip.
I would agree with that. I don't know if they would have won though.
But I feel like they'd definitely give Georgia a run for their money.
Okay, we can say that. We can agree on that.
They don't make mistakes. You know what I mean? They don't turn the ball over for real. They're going to run the ball. They're going to force you. Every time you get the ball, you got to do something with it. Every time you get the ball, you got to do something with it because we're going to march down the field and we're going to get 7 or 3. And that's just disgusting.
So that boy Blake Corum, he ran for 21 carries for 134 yards at 2 tubs.
I hope he's a Cowboy.
Since like, oh my goodness, I'm looking at this game, bro. I'm like, yo, he get like 6 yards a pop, then he breaking off. I'm like, my gosh.
He has. I'm a Penn State fan, so you know what I mean.
Of course.
I get to watch him every year. Last year, I was watching the game. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, bro.
This year, I was watching the game. I was just like, Jesus. And it's just like he has next level vision.
Something we need.
Agility. Yeah, he has next level like agility. Like he's not really a speedster, but he knows how to read a hole and he knows how to get there. He's gonna make the appropriate cut. I love his jump cut. That shit's next level. Man, he should be in a Dallas Cowboy uniform next year. We're not gonna pay Tony Pollard. I feel like we should.
Yeah, no, we're not. You think we should or shouldn't?
I feel like we should. I feel like
I don't know, bro.
I feel like he's the perfect. You know, he's the perfect.
No,
back.
hold on. I gotta stop you.
Back for what we need.
No, hell no. There's a guy named Micah Parsons that's about to get paid pretty soon. I don't know if you know him or not. I don't know if you know him, but he about to break the damn bank.
But you know what I mean? Yeah, but that's what I mean. Though.
Like, and a receiver.
With the running back market the way it is, we're not going to have to pay him a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have to pay him a lot of money. It's not like we're going to have to give him a Zeke contract.
Yeah, not a Zeke deal.
It's not like we're going to have to give him a Todd Gurley contract.
Yeah, that's true.
He's going to get something like Miles Sanders.
Yeah. I still wouldn't do that, though. I wouldn't do that, bro. I would go in the draft.
I mean, I like TP.
I mean, we could agree to disagree.
No, I'm not saying you wrong. I already know we're not keeping him. I mean, I knew we wasn't going to keep Zeke last.
But if it was you, though?
If it's me, I just know what Tony Pollard brings to the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say he has a down year. But I can also say that we didn't help him in any type of way as far as a running scheme, a running
Absolutely.
game, blocking, any of that. Yeah, he wasn't his home run self this year. He just came off an injury. Yeah, you can't expect that. But to have 1,000 yards and 700 of them come after
Yeah,
contact, you
that's
can't
not.
make those numbers up. He's gonna break
Nah.
tackles. He's gonna make people miss. He's gonna be productive. You can't really find
Yeah.
that in the NFL these days. Yeah, I mean, a guy that's gonna break
Yeah, I got it.
tackles, make guys miss, and be the home run threat. Granted, he wasn't that this year,
Yeah, he was not the home run threat this season.
but
Man, I
over
was
his
waiting.
career, I know, right? Over his career, he showed that he could be that. And but
Yes.
my thing is, it's the pass catching ability. If we could
Right.
ever get a guy to come in and utilize all the guys that we have, it's gonna be real scary in Dallas. Like if we had a fucking Shanahan, if we had a Shanahan, do you know what our offense would look like?
Right.
Like that's what we
No,
trying to explain
actually.
to people. Like if we had a Shanahan, do you understand what our that would be MVP? He might have had two of them things already. For real.
He
If
might
we had
have.
Shanahan since 2019, y'all be talking about Dak in a whole new light. Y'all be calling him
Absolutely, man.
like for real. Y'all be thinking of him like I'm not sure I'll say like Pat Mahomes because Pat Mahomes stand alone, but like Joe Burrow. Y'all be thinking of
Yeah.
him like Joe
Yeah.
Burrow. Y'all be like, yo, because
I
like
agree.
he puts those guys in a position to win always, bro. Like
Mhm.
the way that the way he uses Christian McCaffrey, we can use Tony Pollard that exact same way.
Right.
The way they use Debo, we can use CD that exact same way. Cooks that exact same way. Turpin that exact same way. You know what I mean? All
Yeah.
guys in open space can make guys miss and do things. You know what I mean? All of that they do, we can do. That's why our greatest foe, because what they have, we have. The only thing that they have that we don't have is a Fred Warner. And if we had a Fred Warner, we wouldn't even be talking about anything.
Oh yeah, yeah. That wasn't even. Yeah. Come on now. Fred is one of a kind. Fred, he's
And
just on another. It's Fred Warner. It's Fred Warner. It's Roquan, and then it's just everybody else, bro.
yeah, everybody
It's just
else.
everybody else.
Everybody else. Because that
Everybody
guy,
else.
Fred, is
Whew.
like my favorite. He's my favorite linebacker since Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, he my favorite. He my favorite defensive player in the league, man. I'll stand on that.
Well, other than my brother, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Obviously biased.
no.
But
I
other than
like
my
him
brother,
over Micah.
no, I like
Fred,
Garrett too. I
Micah.
ain't gonna lie, I like Garrett too. I like Garrett.
Yeah,
Garrett's a dog.
man. If we had him, boy, if we had, oh man, that would be nice. But can't have everything, though. You know what I'm saying?
We have
You can't have
everything,
every
but we
damn thing.
have enough, and that's why like
Yeah,
I'm content where we are at. We have enough. I can't ask
yeah.
for more than what we have right now, except for Amari Cooper.
That's it. And I was hurt. I was hurt, but I don't even want to talk about that right there, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Man,
I don't even want to bring that up. He been
that's the
balling.
that's the worst trade in Dallas Cowboy history.
Absolutely. And Amari, if you're watching this, I will send this out to you. Congrats on the season and go win that thing, man. Listen, I'm rooting for you. I'm sick that you ain't even on
Man,
with us, man, but it's all good though.
and that's
So
why
I
like
wanted to stay on one last college question. Penix Jr., he had 2 interceptions, 27 of 51, 255, and a touchdown. Anything about this game specifically? Do you think this game lowered his stock at all?
I mean, yeah, of course it will. I mean, a little
And if
bit.
so, how like how much?
I mean, I like Penix since he was at Indiana. I mean,
Mm,
watched him. I liked him. Even when he was a freshman quarterback during that COVID year, how he led Indiana that whole
yeah,
year before he got hurt. I said, yeah, this guy can be something for real. Like he was standing in the pocket, getting blasted. Like I remember to this day, like I was taking snaps of it. Like he was standing in the pocket, knowing he was going to get blasted, delivering strikes. That's an NFL quarterback. Um,
absolutely.
Obviously, you know what I mean. It's a quarterback heavy draft. Shador. I feel like that's why he didn't come out. He knew
Yeah,
next year I'm gonna be the guy.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I feel like he's gonna if he goes to the right situation, he's gonna make a team very happy. I feel like it got to be a right situation. If a team does reach for him, I feel like it's gonna be like the Giants.
Yeah,
If
I
I'm
can
the
see that.
Giants, there's no way I run it back with Daniel Jones. After I just seen what Tommy DeVito did, there's no way I
And
run it back with Daniel Jones.
Tyrod
Yeah,
did good too.
there's no way I run it back with Daniel Jones. But at the same time, y'all could also go get more talent and surround him with more talent. I don't know, man. I feel like the Giants, y'all got a lot of options on where y'all could go. Y'all y'all fucked up years ago where when y'all drafted Daniel Jones, when y'all traded Odell, things that set your franchise back like 10
Yeah, I
years.
agree with that. All right.
Y'all should have
So
drafted
let's
Dwayne Haskins.
get on the NFL playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So the first game of the weekend, we're gonna do our predictions. So we're the first game of the weekend is Browns at Texans. What you thinking?
Oof.
That's gonna be a good one. That boy CJ Stroud, man.
A lot of defense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Cleveland in this one just because the defense. Cleveland is gonna be able to. I feel like they're gonna be able to get in Stroud's head a little bit. You know what I mean? They're gonna be able to stop the run. They're gonna be able to do things that he hasn't really seen all year. You know what I'm saying? And Joe Flacco, he got all the experience in the world.
For
And
real.
he's just gonna make the right decisions. I feel like that's what he's been doing. Making the right decisions, and he's just playing like he has no care in the world whether he wins or loses, and that's just a dangerous
Right.
thing. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely take Cleveland.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
You gonna
I'm
take
gonna
Houston?
I'm gonna take Houston at home. I'm gonna say CJ Stroud continues to light up the scoreboard, stat sheet, all of that. And I'm also gonna say this little, and I don't want to disrespect Joe Flacco because he's a Super Bowl champion, and I like Joe Flacco, so I don't want to disrespect him. But I'm gonna say this little Linsanity run, this lightning in a bottle that he caught, I think that's coming to an end, bro. I think that's fluky. Him throwing for 300, 400 damn yards. I don't know. I don't even know if he could keep doing that. I just don't think he could keep that up. But that's for that game. Then we got the Dolphins at the Chiefs.
Texans gonna do to stop it?
I don't know, bro. I just think Joe Flacco at this point in his career, I don't think he's that damn good.
He's not.
I don't think he's that damn good. I think that's gonna come to an end.
That's the thing. He's
good enough.
He's good enough, and that's all you need to be nowadays. Is good enough. Let me look at this. Because I'm trying to think. All right, so they played the Browns earlier this season and lost to them 36-22. I'm gonna give my prediction and say 28-21 Browns, 28-17 around there.
Okay, I was gonna say like 28-25 Texans. Not nothing big, not nothing, no blowout or nothing. But I do think they're gonna pull it out.
Win by what's that? 2 touchdowns again.
Blowout.
It's gonna be like 3 points. Going to definitely come down to the fourth quarter, I think.
Okay, what about Dolphins Chiefs?
Oh man, that one's gonna be special.
Tyreek Hill playing his former team on the road.
Man, that's a lot of games setting up like that. I ain't gonna lie. If there was a script, I feel like this was the perfect year for the script to be in play because looking at some of these playoff games, I felt like you could have only made it up. Only made it up.
Yeah, you got Cowboys, Packers. With Mike McCarthy. You got Matt Stafford and Jared Goff playing their former teams.
All in one playoff. Like, it's like you couldn't make this shit up.
Tyreek Hill playing his former team.
Like, you really, almost, couldn't make this shit up. Miami, Kansas City. I'm going to go with the That's a hard game, man.
No, it is not.
That's a hard game because
I'm going Kansas City all the way. I'm not betting against Mahomes.
Either team could mess around and win this game.
Yeah, well, they can mess around and win it.
Either team can mess around and win this game, and I'm a believer in Pat Mahomes, but I'm not a believer in that receiving core. I'm not a believer in that.
Yeah. The Dolphins are banged up though. All their linebackers are out. Pass rushers are out.
Defense.
X Howard is out.
I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like I want to say the Dolphins are going to make just enough plays on offense to be able to win the game.
Okay, I disagree. I think Mahomes is just going to outplay him.
I believe the Chiefs could full well win this game. This is my classic. This is a toss-up game. But if I'm gonna go anywhere, offense, defense wins championships. Offense wins games. Chiefs offense just ain't been there. I mean, I like them. I want the Chiefs to win this game, but I just don't see it unless people step up. And that's always likely in the playoffs. But like we said earlier, when they have shown you who they are, you gotta believe them. And the Chiefs have shown me since week 1. If they can't catch the ball, it gets spooky.
Yeah, it do get spooky. I agree with that. How about Steelers Bills, man?
How the Bills got the number 2 seed is astonishing.
It's wild. It's wild. You ain't alone, bro. It's wild.
What I mean by scripted. This is what I mean. This is what I mean right here. But, I'd be a fool to say that the Steelers can't win this game.
Yeah, they can because you don't know what Bills are never going to show up. You don't know. You don't know.
And I can't say the home field advantage is a big thing because Pittsburgh's used to playing in the cold.
Well, what about T.J. Watt? Didn't he sprain his MCL? Will he be good to go?
That'd be that's really the only determining factor.
Yeah, because if he's not out there, oh man.
But I'm gonna take Buffalo to win this game just because Pittsburgh is so bad on offense.
Yeah, I agree.
They're so bad on offense, and Buffalo D showed me that when they want to, they can play.
Absolutely. Okay.
So we got the
Cowboys hosting the Packers. Me and Terrence Parsons will be in attendance, ladies and gentlemen.
I will be in attendance.
We will be in attendance to the game. So if you see us, come say what's up.
The only thing that I got riding high on this postseason is my Cowboys have never lost a game that I've been to.
Oh,
so as long as we can keep this
as long as TP is in the building,
we should be all right.
We're good to go.
We should be A-okay. I'm definitely taking Dallas. I'm taking Dallas plus 10 at home.
I'm taking Dallas plus 10 also. I was going to really go to 14, but I'll say 10.
I'm about to say I definitely wanted to say 14 too. I feel like we're going to be able to force Jordan Love to make mistakes. He's on a hot. He's been playing real well, but he also has shown the tendency to get a little careless with the football. And I feel like this year against quarterbacks who have been a little careless with the football, we take advantage of them.
Absolutely.
The only one I can't say we haven't was Josh Allen, and that's because they ran the ball 49 times. They knew not to put that ball in there. I'm going to take us. Like I said, I definitely want to take the Rams only because Detroit has shown me a lot of inconsistencies.
Yeah, they have. And Laporta being out, that's huge, bro.
I don't think the Detroit Lions are lesser of a team. I feel like Detroit is definitely a better team, especially on paper. But you know what I mean? When you got that championship pedigree, which they have, You know what I mean? They got veterans, and they got a good mixture of young guys who are stepping up. I think the Rams can definitely will win this game. I'm gonna say a close game, like 3.5.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Rams for sure. But Detroit can definitely win this game too. Like, I'm not counting them out.
I'm gonna take the Rams also. I'm gonna say by like 3 or 4 points. Now anywhere from 3 to 5. And it depends on Laporta being out. If Laporta is not playing in this game because he hyperextended his leg bad. Yeah. If he's not playing, oh man. Yeah. They can really key in on St. Brown. Yeah, really key in on the run game. It'd be tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams.
And then this Eagles at Buccaneers, the last game, Monday night.
Everything's telling me to take the Bucs. Right. Everything's telling me to take the Bucs. You know what I mean? Like,
but there's no way the Eagles can lose again.
You would think.
Not this early.
You would think. That's definitely one of my toss-up games because you don't know what Philly team you're going to get, and you don't know what Baker Mayfield you're going to get.
Yeah.
I want to say Philly. I want to take Philly.
It should be easy for you to say it, but the way they look.
I want to take Philly. But
remember, these two teams played already.
That's what I'm saying. They played already, and Philly got the better of them. But I felt like the game was a lot closer than the score said. Mm-hmm. And during that game, Philly was able to run the ball.
Absolutely.
So, like, if they're going to come in and they're going to run the ball, but I'm going to take Tampa Bay. Just because.
You're going to take Tampa.
I'm going to take Tampa Bay. Just because they are going to be without A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts does have that broken finger on this throwing hand. And as long as Baker Mayfield can show up to the game, all he has to do is show up. Show up and not turn the ball over, they're going to win the game. If he shows up to the game and not turns the ball over, there's no way that Eagles defense is holding Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and company enough to win this game. I'm sorry.
That's you. I'm going to shock everybody.
With the injuries involved, I feel like if they had a healthy Devontae Smith, that's what I'm saying. Like, Devontae's hurt a little bit too. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if they had a healthy Devontae, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts was throwing the ball a little better, he didn't just break his finger, I could definitely get behind the Philly. I do want them to win. So I want them to win. I want them back in Dallas. I want them back in Dallas. So just my football knowledge is just saying, gotta go with Tampa Bay.
Okay. I'm gonna shock everybody. I'm actually gonna go Eagles by 7. There's no and as much as I hope I'm wrong,
man,
there's no way you can lose 6 out of 7 games and have the biggest epic collapse. I don't trust Baker Mayfield as far as I could throw him. He had a great season this year. He did surprise me, but I wasn't too surprised because he has weapons to succeed. And he got it turned around. He did his thing. He took them to the 4th seed, won the division. But they didn't look too good versus the Panthers.
No.
They had 9 points for a majority of the game.
But neither did them Eagles. That's why
I know, and that's true too. And he lost to the Eagles already. I'm going to take the Eagles to win this game by 7. Jalen Hurts, bounce back game. But my God, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Jalen Hurts should bounce back game doing what? Running the football or throwing the football?
That's both. I think both. I'm going to say both. I think he's going to run the football with his legs a little bit the way he can because he knows this is do or die. I think that's going to set up the play action. Their pass rush doesn't scare me against this O-line at all. I think he's going to have all day. He's going to extend plays and find people down the field, and they'll ultimately win by 7. That's just me. Now, again, I hope I'm wrong.
Do you believe the Giants team that we seen last week could beat this Tampa Bay team?
No. No. I tried to think about it every way I could. No. No, I don't. No, I don't. Not at all, TP.
That's what I'm like.
Not
That's what I'm like.
Not at all.
I mean, if you get blown out by the Giants, I mean, obviously there's going to be bigger stakes in this game. That's why I'm like, the Eagles should definitely win this game. But if the locker room is gone, like I think it's gone, there's nothing saving this season for the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope
not.
I gotcha. Because I was watching the game 2 weeks ago. Devontae Smith did not look happy. AJ Brown did not look happy.
AJ Brown did not look happy. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
None of them did. None of them should
look happy. And that's why I'm like, I really think they lost the locker room. And if they lost the locker room, there is no coming back from that.
That's true.
There is no
like I said, even with that being said, though, I still think they're a better team than the Bucs. I still think they'll beat the Bucs. I hope I'm wrong, though.
On paper, they are definitely a better team than the Bucs.
Yes. We gotta put it on the field. Everybody's record is 0-0 now.
And that's why, like, I need everybody to show up for my Cowboys. All 70 guys need to show up this week at practice on the field. So that Sunday when we come in, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Nope.
On who the best team is on the field that day. And that's just all we have to prove for the next 3 to 4 games so we can be where we want to be.
So speaking of the Cowboys, I want to ask you about your brother now. For those who don't know, this is Terrence Parsons, Micah Parsons' brother. I want to ask you a couple questions about him. So we're going to start with draft night. You being a lifelong Cowboys fan, at what point did you know that they was going to call your brother's name? And how was that experience?
It's crazy because I was watching the Giants game. I watched Dak get hurt. And the first thing I did was say to Micah, yo, we're probably going to Dallas, bro. That was the
really? You said it that early?
That was the very first thing I said. That was the
wait. You said it that early?
Yes, that was the very first thing I said. He'll tell you that. I think I still have the text in my phone. I don't delete text. I said that because
you said that
at the time we had the worst defense in the league. At the time we had the worst defense in the league, and you know what I mean. I knew that. We haven't had a pass rusher since DeMarcus Lawrence. And our only good linebacker consistently hurt in Sean Lee. The only person in the draft that could fill both of those needs was Micah. You know what I mean? It had to be. So, and I thought it was going to be either the Cowboys or Miami for real. Miami got in there late after the pro day. They seen when my brother ran and things. And Brian Flores being a defensive guy, I mean 3-4 scheme. I'm like, yeah, that's your perfect outside linebacker for real. I mean, obviously, you know what I mean. In that draft, I felt like if you picked in the top 10 and you picked anywhere other than quarterback, you won.
Right.
So, I mean, I can't knock it. I'm just happy that the Broncos and the Panthers picked the only 2 guys that the Cowboys wanted more than Micah.
I know. I said that too.
I appreciate y'all for real. Because I wouldn't have been mad with a Pat Surtain at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Or J.C. Horn.
J.C. Horn I'd have been a little
at that time. More. No, at that obviously now, but that time.
No,
J.C. Horn was a dog.
I wouldn't have been mad at it, but at the time it was just like, I know my brother can be better than him in the long run.
Right.
Pat Surtain was like, okay, yeah, we know who he is. Like, we know he's gonna come in day one and be our best corner.
Got you. So talk about draft night. You had you in the building. You had Mike in the building. You had Moms in the building. You had the Ron in the building. Talk about how was that experience being his brother?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we had a lot of family down.
Yep.
James Franklin was down.
Mm-hmm.
Linebacker coach Penn State was down. Uh, and yeah, I mean, we know going into the draft, you know what I mean, he's definitely been in conversations with a lot of teams. The like the Dolphins, the Lions,
Right.
a lot of teams is like, you know what I mean, you're on the board, we're drafting you. You know what I mean? Giants said it. Saquon wanted Micah to come to the Giants bad.
I'm
I
sure he
was I
did.
was praying it didn't happen. um and basically, you know what I mean? I knew top 10. Once you see all the quarterbacks getting taken, Pastor Tango, JC Horn go, then I see the trade with Philly. I said, oh, hell no. Because I know Philly.
Yeah.
Because I know
Yeah.
Philly. Because I know Philly wanted them
Yeah.
too. Like, I know Philly. So, I mean, I seen that trade. I said, oh, no. Like, no. But then, you know what I mean? When they drafted Devontae Smith, I was like, yes. Like, yes. And then, you know what I mean? New York came on, and I was like, oh, no. Praying. Yeah, I mean, we don't get the call. I'm like, yes, you know what I mean? And then, like, once they pick, you know what I mean? You see my brother get a call, you know what I mean? And he answered
Yeah.
it.
How was that?
Uh, I was happy, you know what I mean? I was like, I mean, I knew he was next. So, you know what I mean? When he got the call, I already knew. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
All my prayers have been answered. Like, and it's crazy because it's actually a crazy draft day story. Like, so prior, like,
Okay.
draft day, like, even before the draft even happened, you know what I mean? It was already known that, like, yeah, my brother wants to go to Dallas. You know what I mean? When we went to Dallas for the Cotton Bowl, we were in Dallas for that weekend. Yeah, I mean, we loved it down here. I was like, I could definitely see myself living down here.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, love Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Love the area. Loved everything about Texas for real. So, you know what I mean? When the opportunity came around, you know what I mean? We got a low draft pick. You know what I mean? Everything is all aligned. So I was with Deron. A couple other people, I forget who all was with me, but we were looking for Micah. You know what I mean? We couldn't find his hotel and his hotel room. And we're on the elevator, and we stop on the wrong floor. I see my brother. He's hugging a guy I'd never met in my life. So I'm like, I'm taken back. I'm like, who is this? So, you know what I mean? We just sitting there
Right.
for a minute. You know what I mean? They go their separate ways. My brother get on the elevator. He was like, yo, I don't know who I just met, but I think it had to have been an angel or something. And we was like, what you mean? He was like,
Right.
I don't know, man. I'm on the elevator. You know what I mean? This guy just starts talking to me. And you know me, I don't really talk to strangers like that. But you know what I mean? He was just saying things that just stuck out to me. And then, you know what I mean? He asked me my name. I told him my name. He was like, yeah, I was just reading a book of Micah last night. And it's crazy that I met you. Because it's like God wanted me to speak to you, and He basically told Micah everything that you want to happen is going to happen. The team that you want to go to, you're going to go there. When you get there, you're going to be the best player. You're probably going to be one of the best players to ever play the game. And everything that guy told him is coming to fruition. Like, and it was just like, yo, like, it's just so crazy that, like,
yeah, man.
Our word for the draft was destiny. Like, it was always written, because that's just what it seemed like, for real.
Wow.
Just what it seemed like.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like,
Isn't that crazy though,
all the
TP?
success so early, like, it's just it's just all been
that's
surreal,
crazy.
Bro.
God just puts random people in your life sometimes in situations just like that.
Yeah, just to tell you that
he just gives you,
right.
Yup.
Yeah,
He'll send a messenger for you.
For sure. And
that's awesome,
man. That's one of the reasons why I'm here today, man.
Yeah, man.
For
Listen,
real.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, one last question, we're going to get out of here. At what point, it could have been in college, it could have been in high school, middle school when you guys were kids, it could have been in NFL. It's like a two-part question. At what point did you know your brother was going to be him? Like, I'm talking him. And then
I like
The
this
other
question.
question, what point? No. The other question, did you know that your brother was going to be as good as he is right now this fast?
Okay. So growing up, I was the athlete. I was the
Really?
oldest. I was the athlete. Me and my sister are both. Um,
Okay.
Me and my sister are a year and a half apart. Me and my brother 4 years apart. So I was the first athlete of my family, well, immediate family. Yeah, I mean, be on the newspaper. Yeah, I mean, be recognized. You know what I mean for, yeah, I mean what I did on the field and on the wrestling mat.
Right.
And my brother, yeah, I mean, I had to work hard to be good. Like train,
Yeah.
work my butt off. My brother, you know what I mean, from a very young age, bro. Like never really had to work hard. Was just always good, bro.
Naturally
And
gifted. Yeah.
yeah, just from like a small kid, bro. Like growing up, he was just always the biggest and the fastest. And yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
people, yeah, I mean, be telling them like, hey, like you're going to NFL. I'd be like, bro, don't tell him that. Like, don't let him get that head. Like, just let him be humble that he is. You know what I mean? Like, that's one
Mhm.
thing about my brother. Like, he'll talk trash, but like
Oh, I
inside,
know.
like
Trust me, I know.
he's always been humble. Like
Right.
the first time my dad ever wanted to take him to a football camp, he didn't want to go because he didn't think he was ready yet. He went to the
Right.
camp. He went to the camp and started getting D1 offers right away because it's just like,
Damn.
yeah, bro. He's just one of those people. He didn't want to
Right.
freshman year. He didn't really want to play varsity because he didn't think he was ready yet. The very first varsity game he gets in because of injury. He had like 3-4 sacks, blocked a punt, recovered the punt, took it to the crib for a touchdown, sent the game to overtime. Yeah, I mean, like,
Wow.
just no matter what he did, he just always excelled at it, whether that was wrestling, baseball, basketball, just overall athlete. Um, Me knowing how it is, I always told people, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's good now, but you know what I mean, the next level, you know what I mean, is always different. You never know how somebody's gonna react. You know what I mean? When you're going from being the best guy to now you got to earn reps. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of people, especially in the mental, don't know how to take that. And I feel like growing up, yeah, I mean, especially I'm your older brother, older sister, Micah couldn't get no wins for real, especially in third lab. I mean, we playing basketball at 33. He couldn't get no wins, you know what I mean? He had to work, he had to earn them. You know what I mean? When he got them, he had to earn them. And I felt like
Right.
that's like what really like shaped his mindset of like, it don't matter what it is. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna be a winner at it. Like,
Right.
and that's just like he got that competitive nature. That's all in my family. We're all like that. Um,
Yeah, I bet, man.
and when I knew he was gonna be good, freshman year at Penn State. When
Really?
he
Okay. So it took okay.
freshman year at Penn State, I was like, oh yeah, he's going. I was like, oh yeah, he's going to the. I was like, yeah, he's going to NFL. Did I think he was going to be first round at the time? No, but I was like, yeah, he's definitely going.
But he
Like,
gonna be in the league
yeah,
though.
he's going. Like, at the very
Wow,
least,
that's
his
awesome, man.
dreams is going to be met. And you know what I mean? Second year, he took off, and that's when it was like, okay, yeah, he can really be one of them. But then you know what I
Right.
mean? You get to the league, and it's just like, okay, I know he's going to be good. I know he could win Defensive Player of the Year.
Mhm.
But to be that good that early, make that impact, Pro Bowl,
That
first
fast. It was
team All
fast as
Pro.
hell, bro.
Yeah, it's not one of those things where it's just like, oh yeah, that's common. Nah, yeah, that was real
Yeah.
uncommon, real like Nick. That was a shocker to me for sure. Like, and I mean, he got better every week. That was the thing. You know what I mean, that really catapulted it. You know what I mean, like the first like
Yep.
5 or 6 games. Well, actually, what it really was it was the injuries and the COVID,
Yeah,
and then
to
he
DeMarcus
had to go to
Lawrence.
D line. When he had to go to
Yeah.
D line, it was like, oh
We'll see what you got.
yeah, it was like he had to go there out of necessity, like
Yeah, he had no
necessity,
choice.
and it was just like you seen him go there, and it was like he was supposed to be there. The only
From
thing
the
that I
jump.
didn't like was They should have kept it how it was. Keep him at linebacker. Let him rush the passer on those passing downs because we don't have that true linebacker. We don't have that guy that is going to get in there, get off blocks, read the run, stop the run.
And he can do that.
Yeah, and that's what my brother was known for coming in. That's why I always felt like if you really did your due diligence and your work throughout the draft process, you knew that you were getting a guy that can do it all. He can rush the passer. He's going to stop the run. You can really put him anywhere you want to go because growing up, he really played all the positions. You know what I mean? He safety, linebacker, running back. He was at quarterback all sometimes, receiver, tight end. You know what I mean? He could do it all. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, I mean, those type of players, you know what I mean? You don't want to limit them to one position. You know what I mean? You want to
absolutely.
You want to move them all over. That's why, like, yeah, you can make the argument, yeah, DN, you gonna get more money there. That's what it is. If he was a DN coming into the draft, there's no way he's not a top 5 draft pick.
Right.
If he comes in the year before, there's no way you pick Chase Young over him. At least I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So like it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be defined by position. Just like his pay shouldn't be defined by position. You know who he is. Pay that man what he's worth.
You know what he does.
You know what I mean? And that's the only thing I don't like about the NFL with the money thing. Pay that man what he's worth. Don't devalue the running back. You need the running back. Yeah, I mean, when it comes playoff team time and your team's struggling or your quarterback struggling, what are you going to turn to? The running game. What wins you games in the playoffs? The running game. What do all the best teams have? A running game. So, yeah, I mean, to devalue the running back, not pay a guy what he's due is just insane to me. And then to pay quarterbacks who don't really deserve it all this money, and your team is going to suffer for that. That's what I understand. Yeah. Like, y'all pick and choose how y'all want to run the league, but then y'all pay guys who don't really deserve all that money, and then their franchise struggles because of it. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, I hope Dak, he takes around the same amount of money that he just took, because there's no way he's looking to be a top 5 or a top 3 paid quarterback in the NFL, and you still want to win. Yeah. Those don't go hand in hand. You know what I mean? And you're seeing it with Pat Mahomes. You know what I mean? I guarantee after this year, Pat Mahomes decides to take less money. Why? Because he needs guys that are going to go out there and make those catches. You got to pay those guys.
Absolutely.
So when you don't want to pay those guys, you get seasons like Dak had last year when you have receivers dropping the ball, and you got seasons like this year where you got guys dropping the ball, crucial situations, your offense isn't looking the same. But last year it was, let's put the blame on Dak. Why not put the blame on Jerry? We had a guy who was our practice squad receiver as our number 2 for most of the year. Granted, you know what I mean, he's still, you know what I mean, a wide receiver 2 right now. I think he's 2 or 3. Though around 2 or 3. Yeah, I mean, like he having a better year. But at the time, that wasn't smart. At the time, they were like, there's no way these guys can be the same, and we still had to 12.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's just, you know what I mean, where I'd be at with it, with the money thing. I do hope that Dak, he does deserve that money. I can't say he doesn't. But, you know what I mean, when you want to win, you're going to take less money so that the other guys can get some. Especially, you know what I mean, knowing CD Lamb's about to get 100. Micah's about to get like
200.
Yeah, I'm about to say Micah's about to get 200, and you're going to have to get about 200. Something. So, like, do the math. Yeah, I mean, you got to take that same 160 deal that you just got. I'd be cool with even a 200 over some years. But at the end of the day, you got to be cool with taking less money. Tony Pollard, if you want to stay, you got to be cool with taking less money. That's why I didn't really agree with the Zeke thing, because Zeke said I will take less money. Yeah, right. You still cut him anyway. And I thought that Zeke was still better than Tony Pollard last year. But, you know.
It is what it is. You can't really worry about that right now. We got to worry about Green Bay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is King Capers and TP. We signing off. I'm gonna see your boys next week after the Cowboys game. Another episode is coming.
Definitely.
Go Cowboys and everybody be safe.
I'm about to get some more
That'll
Cowboys
be the
gear
episode.
for y'all.
Oh yeah, you know it. All right, y'all.
All right, man.